Okay, new unit, Ancient Sentry is out. Comes along with this Silver Wolf Invasion, and these shots do have very good armor piercing, which should hold up very well against these units. Let's see, these first two shots can be used from the first or second row, but if you move it to the back row, yes, that one can, and this one can. But this one says it only has can only be used from row 1 to 2. So it has decent armor resistance, 20% for most different damages. But as soon as the armor's not much, it's only like 100 and something. What is it? 150 armor. So as soon as it cuts through that, all those resistances jump up to about 80, 70, 80%. The thing's going to die pretty quickly. So this might be a unit that you want to put on the back row, especially if this move right here allows you to hit the entire row. So because it's a vehicle unit, you also don't want it fighting those guys right there. That's just terrible. Alright, so let's put some, just to do a little comparison, because the ancient your legendary unit right here has a something that can hit the whole board. Sorry. With this new update on my computer, I'm still trying to get used to. It's quite annoying sometimes, though. Let's see. Let's put a couple of these boars, and just to do it, put soldier. Where are they? Alright, you can only put those two, so I'll put those up front, just kind of give some protection for those guys. Alright, and you see starting off right here, you get this first shot, which does kind of like the hits 4 spaces, and I'm not sure what kind, it's like a plus pattern without the center shot. Does pretty decent damage to the units, and you'll notice there's a lot of blue showing because it has 80% of that goes straight to the health of the unit, which is nice. So let me hit that again, same spot with these units, and you kind of get a picture there. See, it's chewing up these the units' health and not their armor. All right, now this lied. All right, BN Outpost says that this shot can be used as a range of 1 to 2. It does not. So that'll show you right there that it has to be on the front row for this to work. So we're going to quit, because that's not going to show me anything. Double SP. Alright, redo. Gonna put them on front, like we need to. And since, let's just put some aircraft up here to, because I know this will kill these guys pretty quickly. 7, 8, 9. I want to compare it with legendary unit. All right. So we know the plus pattern, what that does. This shot has a cool a warm-up of 2, whereas your legendary mammoth has a warm-up of 1, just like in some of these shots. So let's just do some damage there, and notice that it's going to now, because it's on the front row, it's going to take damage to those types of units. Let's use this laser shot, 149 and 85, so the damage goes down. Right now it looks like it's holding up very well with its health, but as soon as that armor goes, that's when we're going to start seeing changes. Okay, notice now that the pattern's there so it can shoot. Do want to tell you that if there's nothing on these 3 spots, it cannot shoot. It cannot use this shot. So you may want to think about that as you're laying this unit down. and it does damage to these three, and then the damage decreases as it goes out, but it kind of seems to hit the whole board, but it's not actually hitting the entire board. You'll see it won't hit these two units over here. It has a, yeah, you see that pattern that it hit there? But which is nice still. See, now I'll do it on this side. Because when it crits, it does very nicely. So it really weakens up those units. The shot's not as effective as the legendary mammoth. Also, it does have a chance of stun. Let's see, I think it was 30%. Let me check it real quick. That shot, yeah, 30% chance of stun for 3 turns. Has a 50% chance on this shot right here. This shot right here, it has a 50% chance of a crit against vehicles and 15% chance crit against tanks with a 10% base crit. So it actually will do a little better against vehicles and tanks on this shot than the legendary mammoth does, just because of the chance of crit. And it's going to hit, it says it does between 136 to 206 damage. So that's nice. It says range 1 to 2. It only hits ground units, so it does not hit planes. The other 2 shots can hit planes, though. These 2 do hit planes, and those are targeted, so that's nice. Alright, so this is... see how many rounds we've got left. 4-3 on this one, so I don't want to kill everything, but I'll just shoot land here. I don't know what happened there. That's weird. Alright, we got 1-2 more shots, so let's just pass. Let's let this guy take 2 more shots, because I want to see. It looks like the damage does... See, now if I had one of these guys in the center here, he wouldn't be able to hit anything. He wouldn't be able to use that shot at all. But since there's a unit here, he does. Okay, let's watch closely and see what kind of damage it does. If it's just a one-time shot. 19, 60, and then 82. So, I don't understand, because the stats... it doesn't show a ×3 attack on being outpost. But it also shows it does 1 to 2 range, so they may have changed the unit up at the last minute just to trick these guys, or maybe they decided to do something different with the unit altogether. Here's that plus pattern shot, which comes in handy sometimes. That shot will. So far, this guy's holding up pretty decently against this unit, so I can't complain about that. And you know, with that 85% armor piercing, that it's going to do pretty well knocking these units out. Yay, a bar. Okay, also ranking this guy up's not too terribly difficult to get to 7, only 394,950 SP. But to get to rank 8, it's going to take 787,000. So not quite a million, not as big as some of the units that they've been doing lately. This double SP weekend's a good weekend to do that. You're going to gain about 100 more armor and hit points by ranking it up. Almost, yeah, 110 more hit points. So you get to fight the guy. Let's fight eyeball to eyeball. See how you like that, mister. So right there, cut through his armor. He's cutting through my armor. These 2 shots do share the same armor, so I mean the same ammo. So when you use one, they're both going to be down. All right, here we go. Let's see if we get a crit. A 3, a 15, and a 78. Whew, did a lot more damage to me. I think the unit they're using is much more buff than mine. I'm gonna say possibly. See if it does any better. There we go. So if you want to use that stun shot, it's a six cooldown period. Oops. Okay, oops doesn't begin to cover it this time. This is funny. Alright, so you get a little mission there to use the guy, so but it looks like his stats may be a little different than yours. BN Outpost is reporting that the cost to heal this unit is 5,400 gold, 600 iron, 300 oil, and 2 gears at an advanced repair bay level 10 with 3 hours of heal time. That's not too bad. A lot better than some of the legendary units. But I guess these stats are right. I haven't killed it yet, so I can't confirm that yet. But overall, I guess I gotta say that the unit looks like you. Let's see. If you have a lot of legendary, if you have the legendary mammoth already, you don't need a bunch of these guys. If you don't have a legendary mammoth, you might want to get a couple of these for the front row. If you don't have a lot of frags, I'd say just 2 or 3, and just using maybe 2 on the front row, kind of spaced out like I had mine spaced out. If you don't have strong enough units already for boss strikes, if your army's strong enough already, you might want to just get 1 to play around with it, to have it. It's not a unit that is a must-have unit, but it's a nice unit. Not too bad. Z2's come out with worse units than that recently. Anyway, ooh, here's the planes. Let's see. Pow. I kind of like spacing them out like this because I don't know. If you kill that front row, it can't hit anything. But this one, you got a good chance. You got 3 spaces here and 3 spaces here. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but whatever. Let's use legendaries, and maybe I'll let one of these guys get killed just to see how much it costs, just to verify that if it dies. Okay, see, that does hit planes, so we're gonna do that. 126, not bad. And this shot does hit planes as well. Did 105. Of course, it was the second one in the row. So, all right, now this shot, nope, doesn't hit planes. So, doesn't seem to do as well against soldiers like the legendary mammoth does. But it does okay against vehicles. So, might be a trade-off, putting both of these guys in, the legendary mammoth and the sentries. So you can stun and hit both tanks and planes, because that's pretty decent damage against a vehicle unit. And if they hold up very well, that's nice that this shot hits planes, and especially this pattern they put this in. That was very, very nice of you, Z2, to lay it out this way for my demo. So yeah, I guess as a combination between legendary mammoths and the sentry guy, we'll do combo shots to do both decent damage to both tanks and soldier units, with a 30% chance to stun. That at least it has that opportunity if it if you get a stun on it. So, all right, that's kind of my first impression of this unit. I'd say, you know, I might get a couple. I might get one more, just to play around with. But I don't know. I don't know why you'd need a bunch of them unless you just don't have strong units already. Other than just looking kind of like the Ancient Sentinel eyeball. So anyway, all right. Hope this video helps you make a decision on whether to buy this guy or not. And good luck during this invasion, and use it to rank up some troops. All right, guys.